Welcome to Point to Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Susanne, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Point to Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. I am having very difficult conversations right now, and there's a lot of resistance coming up for me, and that resistance feels awful. Welcome to Point to Rise, your podcast that gives you permission to dream big, take messy action, and turn your talent into profit while turning your back on perfection. My name is Susanne, high performance and mindset coach, former international ballerina, profitable entrepreneur, and founder of Point to Rise, a movement designed to empower dancers. It is my mission to use my own story as an inspiration for today's generation of dancers. And now sit back, stretch, warm up, or sip your coffee and love learning how much it matters to point at yourself first to rise to all that you are capable of. Guys, welcome to another episode of the Point to Rise podcast. I am not in my usual space today, however, in a downtown co-working space in Charleston. So grateful for having this here. Mike, boom, Mike. Okay, so today I want to talk to you about something that has come up for me as of, I would say, the past 5 days since I arrived here. Now, let me give you a little bit of background story first. Charleston was the first city that I moved to when I left Germany, and I used to dance here. This is the place where we built a ballet company and it failed. This is the place where many people pointed fingers. This is the place that I so dearly loved. And yet I had to leave. And that was 20 years ago or less, 17 years ago. And it's still, even though I have let go of the shame about the failure, there are still so many triggers here. And it also showed me that I have become somebody completely different. So things are not aligning as I wanted them to. Okay. So what do I mean by that? I left to find some perhaps clarity. And when I say I left, I just not moved out, but I started traveling so I could just find a little bit more peace and let what needs to come out come out. And I knew it, but I wasn't prepared. And here I am saying I wasn't prepared for the massive emotions, but I wasn't. I I love being in control. I like to know what I'm against. I like to know what I'm up to. I like to know what's coming at me. And I would love to have like 10,000 solutions given on every scenario. And when I'm being caught off guard is when I feel helpless. Perhaps that's a good word to choose. So, and I felt helpless yesterday, completely helpless. And all of these old stories about blame and not knowing enough and haven't I done enough came back up. And it was also very, very tempting for me to blame everybody else, but actually asking myself the question, what can I control right now? So moving through this, I found that working out really, really was helpful for me because it kind of gave me the permission to step back into my power and also gave me the permission to feel resistance, yet to be okay with the resistance because it just feels better on the other side. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is I don't like having difficult conversations, not with myself, not with other people. And I am having very difficult conversations right now. And there's a lot of resistance coming up for me. And that resistance feels awful. I try to control my future by looking at what could happen. And I went here, I left my cozy space where I exactly knew what to expect at any given point to understand what else is in here in my subconscious, what else is going to bubble up that possibly will be in the way of me progressing faster and more. Hi, guys. I just wanted to pop in here quickly and let you know about our New York City networking event. Yes, you heard that right. June 26th, 2021 will be our first event in New York City. Rachel, a dear friend of mine, and you can find her online under Rachel Josephina, and I are holding our first networking event where we invite all performing artists living in New York City or not. We're going to gather in Central Park, and we are going to give you the permission to share your story, to gather and share your experiences, your fears, your successes, your wins, and come together as one and understand that we are so much stronger in a community. So come and join us, follow us on our stories daily, and we will announce more details the further along we're going. The date is June 26th, where it is going to happen in New York City. And who is it for? All performing artists to come together and create community. So, and the things that are coming up are very, very, very unpleasant. And I really am in resistance of dealing with them. However, working out actually gives me the confidence that I can do hard things. The thing that I really want to give you in this episode is that I don't want to tell you what to do. I tend to like doing that, but you really have to go there. You have to understand your deepest fears. You have to understand your triggers in order to not always react, but be able to step back and look at a situation, at a conversation, at relationships from, from a perspective that does not always involve your emotions, because that's what is sometimes in the way of us making better choices, for example. So it really gave me clarity on where I'm at, where do I want to go, and what do I need over the next 2 months in order to make me stepping away from my home, from my voice, really worthwhile. And another thing that really is hard for me that I try to keep, I'm still looking for affirmation in others, particularly from my husband. Is it right what I'm feeling? Is this the right thing? Is this who I have become? Or am I being unreasonable? Am I being completely arrogant? And have I become this bougie thing that nobody can relate to anymore? And the conversation that I'm having with myself is where I'm at right now is exactly where I need to be. It might not be where I'm going to be in 2 years, and it may not, and it's definitely not where I was a week ago. So it is okay to be where you're at and asking for the things that you really need, because that is the path for you to really get where you need to get. Okay, guys, I that's really all I have to say today. I think my entire inside world is a little tumbled up still, and making sense of what is going on in the best way that I can right now. The message here is for you. What you can take away is that you are where you're at, and you're being very disciplined about your path forward. You're not sitting back and blaming others for where you're at. You're not sitting back and trying to, find responsibility in others for where you're at. No, you're sitting there, you're looking at who you are and what you're doing, and what is serving you and what is not serving you. Getting to that point, by the way, is
is a lot of work. And that's why I'm saying you just have to go there in order to be fulfilled, in order to feel free, in order to not depend on other people's opinion or their agenda. You have to understand your feelings, your emotions, what triggers you. And that's how you can move around in your environment more freely. It is not your environment then anymore dictating how you feel. That will be your choice. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this. I'm sending you so much love. One more thing, if you have not joined the Facebook group, the Pointerize Facebook group yet, I would encourage you to really, really take a look at that. It's not going to cost you anything. It's a community where I go in every day. I send out some messages and I am always open for conversation. And stay tuned for June. I'm going to do some master classes every week. You don't have to sign up for it. You can just drop in as you wish. So I'm sending you so much love and you take good care of yourself. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening. If this message resonates with you, please pass it on to someone who needs to hear this right now. And if you like what you've heard, your feedback will go a very long way. If you just take 30 seconds and leave me a 5-star review, that would mean the world to me. Till next time, point at yourself to rise to all that you are capable of.